This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.
Welcome to the Barbados Today Afternoon Update for Friday, March 13th. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. A warm welcome to you. An impressive parade of the flags of the Commonwealth in the city this morning. Scores lined the streets as the Royal Barbados Police Force and detachments from the Cadet Corps, the Boy Scouts Association, the Girl Guides Association, the Pathfinders and the Youth Service marched through the streets carrying flags of the 53-nation grouping. The parade is part of a week of activities to mark Commonwealth Day and the 30th anniversary of the Commonwealth Society. Proposals are on the table for 2 new islands to be built just off Barbados. The recommendations emerged at the first ever Big Ideas Forum at the Cavell School of Business. One island would accommodate a transshipment hub, and according to researcher and lecturer in the Department of Economics at the University of the West Indies, Troy Lorde, who touted the idea, the transshipment sector is big business, and Barbados should follow Jamaica's lead and expand its main cargo port.
We need to basically have a situation where if we get into transshipment business, the location is all related to deal with this transshipment sector. Large ships coming in, offloading quickly. Then feeder ships, because they will also come in, then taking the cargo to all the destinations. Either feeders for other Caribbean countries, feeders probably to other transshipment points, perhaps in Jamaica and Bahamas, because we can also be, it can also be a hub where we are having our relationships. And we have to take advantage, there's the Southern corridor, because coming there, then we can also ship down to South America. We can ship, if we also enhance our relationship with Guyana, if it has to go across land, we can, then the ships will go on to Guyana, ship across land. All these things are possible.
He received a strong backing from leading businessman Ralph Bizzy Williams. Williams revealed he had plans to develop 2 islands off the north coast of the island, mainly for tourism.
We put our heads together and came up with the idea of building some islands offshore in the north of the island to create a tourism venue that would be second to none in the Caribbean. And that's what it is. But, we would have to go through planning authority, we would have to go through all these things, and we would have to find the finance to do it. The concept was that we would have on shore basically a high-end hotel like Four Seasons or something like that on shore with villas around in the area, and the islands will be used for recreation offshore.
Barbadians are being urged to make the switch to alternative energy. Addressing an Energy Association meeting last night, Central Bank Governor Dr. Delisle Worrell made it clear that the country needs to reduce its dependency on imported fuel, as it is costing the country millions yearly and stifling economic growth.
As you know, foreign exchange is the key to economic growth in Barbados. Energy independence would be the equivalent of about 4% of additional growth in GDP every year compared to our current problem. So right now we are saying growth in 2015 is expected to be about 1.5%. If we didn't have to import 700 million odd thereabouts of fuel, we would actually be in a position to raise that growth rate to 5.5%. This would be far better than discovering oil from an economic point of view.
Police are seeking the public's help in locating a 16-year-old girl from Christchurch. Jahneene Williams of Kingsland Terrace left home around 6 p.m. on Wednesday wearing a light blue sleeveless dress and has not been seen since. She was also carrying a grey haversack. Jahneene is about 5 feet tall, slim built, and dark in complexion. She has an oval face, a broad forehead, and is bow-legged. Her hair is styled with cornrows to one side. Anyone with information pertaining to her whereabouts is asked to call the nearest police station or emergency number 211.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter, that's the move for me. Stability, prosperity, we're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
In news from the region, the long-awaited election bell rings in Haiti after months of protest. The electorate will vote on October 25th in presidential and municipal elections. The Electoral Council also announced that a poll for 2/3 of the Senate and the Chamber of Deputies will be held on August 9. Midterm Senate elections were due in May 2012, while the municipal poll is 3 years behind schedule. President Michel Martel is barred from running again by the Constitution. Leave no stone unturned. That directive from Guyana President Donald Ramata to the police force as investigations continue into the murder of opposition activist Courtney Crum Ewing.
Crummy made repeated reports to the police on threats to take his life, but the lawmen have failed to act on those reports. Ramatar said he strongly condemned the gunning down of Crummy.
I wish from this forum to outrightly condemn that action and to call on the police force to leave no stone unturned in finding those who perpetuated this crime and, if necessary, and if it exists, to find the intellectual authors of this criminal act that was committed.
The president urged citizens with information on the shooting to provide that information to the police.
I say this because already I'm seeing some people making statements like the first political assassination for the season and things like that. If they have information, they should come forward and give their information to the police.
Further afield, Tropical Cyclone Palm, a Category 5 storm in the South Pacific, makes a direct hit on the capital of Vanuatu, Port Vila. More in this CNN report.
A little bit of a fact that I learned doing some of the research out of this area. Around 200,000 people live in this island nation, and about 50% of them live on roughly $1 US a day. So you can imagine the infrastructure just not able to handle wind gusts of 200 to 250 kilometers per hour. Look at this video coming out of the area. Waves starting to pick up on the ocean, and this was before the real onslaught of the storm settled in, because that is still yet to come. Take a look at this map. We're actually tracking 4 tropical cyclones across Australia and the southern Pacific Ocean. Here they are: Olwen, Nathan, Bobby, and Pam. Of course, Pam being the one that we're focusing our attention on now at the moment, because this is a particularly strong tropical cyclone equivalent to a Category 5.
And with that, we come to the end of our Barbados Today afternoon update, but you can join us again this evening. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media and bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune in to Channel 101 on 9 TV, as well as Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Do have a wonderful day.
This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? #sexy.